Whoo! What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 43 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is Jmack Gaming.
Hello, Chad. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, Chad. We're here in the studio, in the TEW studio, Chad. The TEW Fucks Jack.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? That's what I saw. That's what I saw on Reddit. I saw.
Yeah.
r/fantasy bookers call it the TEW Fucks Jack. Are you what are you doing? Are you ready for this episode of Monday Night Raw, Chad?
Oh, I'm ready.
We're here at the Prudential Center.
Ooh.
Are you moving your mic or anything?
No.
I'm on to you, Pringle. I'm on to you. Something's fishy's going on over there in that fuck shack. I think
Why? Do I sound bad?
No, you sound great, Chad. Something was like rolling across your desk.
Oh.
I could hear it. Oh, let's just get into the show, Chad. Let's just get into the show.
Sure.
I love shows, big show included. Let's get into it. Let's start off with a match. In the pre-show, I was looking over my roster, and I just told Chad, wow, there's a couple women on my roster that I have no idea why they weren't in the Women's Invitational. And one of those women were Sharmell, former WCW Women's Champion, Chad.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Why did she ever get the belt? She's taking on Chigusa Nagayo, and she loses in 741, proving to everyone in attendance tonight that she deserved to not be in the Women's Invitational because she couldn't even hang with Nagayo. Decent little match here, Jen, for the pre-show. The pre-show. Where's my phone? Where's my phone at, Chen? Where is it?
Good question.
I got it. It doesn't matter. Our other pre-show match tonight features four long-term tenured TNA talent. It's Rollin' Hard and Air Paris, their new team name of Rollin' to Paris, taking on the Messiah and European extraordinaire Ian McGregor, Chad.
Man, is that his yearbook photo?
You got a 55, Chad. Whoa, hey, Rollin' Hard had an awful finishing move.
Oh, no. Oh,
no. Okay, we're going to fire Rollin' Hard now.
Yeah, oh my God.
This is Ian McGregor, by the way. Let's move on.
I'm alarmed.
I've never seen him win a match, so how the fuck was I supposed to know?
Of course.
Put your microphone down, Chad.
My microphone is down.
Oh. Okay. How you doing, Chad?
I'm doing good. I'm excited.
We're having audio technicalities today. This is great. None of that came across.
How does it sound now?
Sounds fine. You're all over the place today. Oh, man. We start off today with Alex Wright and Kurt Angle, Chad. WWE champion and his new friend, Kurt Angle. His new partner, his own new buddy old pal, Chad. Do you like this team?
Yeah. Is it called Team Right Angle?
No. Oh, that's a good one, though. I like that. That's pretty funny. They call out... Alex Wright, made his return a couple weeks ago. He calls out tonight, Chad. He says, me and Kurt Angle want blood tonight. We're sick. I was sick watching at home. I was sick of watching the Black McMahon dynasty run amok over Kurt Angle. And that's why I came back to help my friend Kurt Angle deal with these bullies. So tonight we want some blood on our hands. So get two of your boys out here tonight in our main event, and we'll have a little match to settle some scores and get some payback on these little rat fuckers. Wow, Alex Wright swearing tonight, Chad.
Wow. Yeah.
But that sets up our big main event tonight. Alex Wright and Kurt Angle taking on two members of the McMahon Black Dynasty. Who do you think it's going to be?
Man.
Stephanie and Linda? You're right.
Yeah, I'm going to say Linda and Stephanie.
All right. We move on. Our opening match, Chad. Two members of the Flock take on each other tonight. Well, the Flock in real life. As one guy never was in the Flock in this save. And that's Crowbar taking on Scott Vick.
Interesting.
And a decent little match here, Chad. Scott Vick loses to the Crowbar when Crowbar pins him in 8:22. This match had no right to getting a 64.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What world?
In what?
Good thing it was announcing in color commentary.
Yeah, that really helps, which is something a YouTube comment told us to fix yours. And we'll have a discussion off air if you want to cheat to make yours better. But it's a discussion. It's a discussion.
Yeah, I'm cool to cheat.
I know you are, you little rascal. You little rascal.
I'm a showman, right?
Yeah? Are you?
Yeah, I'm a showman.
You're a yes man. Speaking of yes mans, Chad, we have a new debut on Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
I'll let you take a guess on who it is.
I don't even know.
He was a former member of SmackDown. Oh, that's a hint. Someone has jumped brands.
Ooh.
Who is it, Chad? Take a guess.
I'm going to say Scott Steiner.
That's a very good guess, Chad. But after a crushing defeat with his tag team partner last night at Bad Blood, Booker T is here on Monday Night Raw, and he's happy to be here.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Kevin Kelly asks him, and Booker T is just happy to get a fresh new start, you know. He's had a lot of trouble, a lot of struggles over there on SmackDown, whether it's been by himself with Stevie Ray, the Gentleman's Club. He's happy and he's blessed to be able to do all of that, but now he's looking for his own little run, a little own singles run, and what better place to get that done than Monday Night Raw? And then a little cockroach interrupts him, Chen. A little cockroach. He says, "You think this is gonna be a fresh new start for you?" Says, "Oh, I didn't put him in." Okay, well, I didn't put him in the angle, and that never happened. Yeah, he's just happy to show up tonight, Chad.
Nice.
On Monday Night Raw.
I'm happy no one interrupted him and gave him his time to shine.
Yeah, I'm really... Oh, man. All right, well, we are now at the home address of Bleep, 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 Bleep on Bleep, Bleep Road. Chad Collier is waking up with a fresh cup of coffee, and he checks his mail. And he gets issued a court order. He's getting sued for stalking, Chad. Chad, you're...
Stalking?
Yeah.
Stalking? Oh, what debauchery poppycock is this?
And it says, signed in love from Fig and China. See you in court, bucko.
Oh, you better lawyer the fuck up, because my attorneys will be speaking.
So it sounds like after trying to stalk them at dinner and the movies that they've had enough and issued a court order for you to appear. And what's going to come out of that?
This court order.
We move on, Chad. We got a match here involving our new WWE Women's Champion, Lita. She will be taking on the newest signing and newest member winner, graduate of WWE Tough Enough. It's Linda Miles. Linda Miles, a former WNBA college or basketball star. She's made her way over to the wrestling ring, and she's here to prove that she is a dual threat athlete. She can go on the court and she can go in the ring, and she debuts tonight and she takes on the women's champion Lita. She has a decent little match here, 42. She has a bitch gimmick, which we're going to change that because she shouldn't be a bitch. But she takes the loss here to the women's champion, Chad.
Nice.
A good debut.
Welcome in a big time.
What do you know about Linda Miles?
Nothing.
After the match, as I was saying earlier, there were a couple of women that I just did not I've just forgot about in the Women's Invitational, and not Sharmell, but this one comes out to call out Lita and the establishment for not putting her in the Women's Invitational alone, even though she's probably the greatest in-ring wrestler that we have here in WWE. That's Toshi Uematsu, and she's flanked by her in real life best friend Chigusa Nagayo, Chad.
Nice.
Toshi Uematsu calls out Lita, and she's wondering why she wasn't in. Is it because she's too damn good? Was she too damn good? Would that just let the girls like Tori Wilson and Jackie Gata make them feel better, even though they're dog shit in the ring? No. You're just afraid to put any of the women in the ring with me, Toshi Uematsu. She calls out Lita, Chad.
Hell yeah.
All right, we move on to our next match. We see Booker T in a match against that cockroach that was supposed to be in that angle, but he wasn't. So it's just now a match with no build to it. It's Booker T and Ace Steel.
No.
And Booker T defeating Ace Steel in 14:41 with that missile dropkick. They have pretty good chemistry here, Chad.
Hell yeah, that's nice.
Former light heavyweight champion and European champion Ace Steel losing to the former United States champion Booker T. A big win and a big Raw debut for Booker T.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig that, Chad? How's it going over there?
It's going good.
That's good. We go backstage earlier tonight on WWE.com that it was announced that a four-man tag match will determine the new number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And, we've seen a lot of Edge and Christian with their somewhat Canadian proteges at this point, Gabriel Burton and Dylan Martin. And they're going over strategy. They're trying to give them tips and tricks. They've beaten all the other teams in that match. And they're going to try to help Gabriel Burton and Dylan Martin. They want to see them succeed and finally get to that next level and finally get that tag team title shot that they deserve. And they're just giving them tips and tricks. And Gabriel Burton and Dylan Martin just happy that, one of the greatest tag teams in the world right now, probably the greatest, I think. Would you like to argue that?
Yeah, I would argue that.
Oh, who would be it then, Chad?
I would argue that. Well, I guess, I don't know. I guess they're not teaming. I would say the Dudleys, but they're not teaming right now. So
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. They're just trying to give them they're so happy that these guys would even, bother with them. And they share the Canadian bond here. There's a lot of Canadians on Monday Night Raw, Chad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We move on, Chad. We got a match. We got a match tonight between Frankie Kazarian and the self-proclaimed future of the WWE, Randy Orton. Who do you got?
Oh, Randy Orton.
Yeah. Randy Orton. Oh, they have great chemistry through the roof tonight. I'm having a good time. Randy Orton defeats Frankie. It saves Super Calo from having awful chemistry in his debut. Randy Orton defeating Frankie Kazarian in 14:33 with an RKO. A huge match. We saw a couple weeks ago Randy Orton kind of like bully Teddy Hart a little bit. And now he beats his stablemate Frankie Kazarian. But after the match, he continues the beatdown on Frankie Kazarian. And guess who comes out to save the Kaz, man? It's Chris Jericho and Teddy Hart, Chad. And they shoo off Randy Orton and Mike Tyson.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. They are called the Maple Leaf Grappling.
Maple Leaf Grappling.
Yes, as a shout out to M. Dickey's Wrestling Revolution games on the iOS and shit like that. One of the companies was Maple Leaf Grappling, and that's their new tag team name. A little shout out.
Nice.
We saw Jericho come to the aid of Teddy Hart a couple of weeks ago, and he's coming to the aid of now Frankie Kazarian as well with Teddy Hart. Is that a cool tag team, Chad? You like that?
Yeah, I dig that. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, Chad says. We move on. We have a match up next. It's Sean Morley taking out Nick Gage. I dropped my pen. I don't know where it went, but Sean Morley in 11:10 hits his patented pile driver and defeats Nick Gage. Oh, what a win. Sean Morley, after the match, grabs the microphone and says, "This is enough." And he calls out Triple H and Dean Malenko. He says Triple H is scared of him, and Dean Malenko is not even qualified to fight for the Intercontinental Championship. As we saw a couple weeks ago, where Dean Malenko won the number one contendership for that Intercontinental Championship. Sean Morley going off the deep edge, Chad, but he also calls out Dean Malenko and Triple H. How do you feel?
Good for Sean Morley, calling out the people who wronged him.
Yes. All right. We got a match right here. Forgot I added this match. It actually wasn't supposed to happen this week. It was supposed to happen next week. So, whoopsie. Jushin Liger defeats Joey Matthews here in 14:45 with a Shote. How do you... I don't even need to ask you about this. Because, Chad, a couple weeks ago, I started the TNA Gold Rush tournament, Chad. And I told everyone that I would show highlights and packages of what was going on in that tournament. And then I forgot about it. So now we're here a month later, and someone has won it. Someone has won the TNA Gold Rush, a guaranteed contract to the WWE, Chad. Who do you think it's going to be?
Oh, man, I can only imagine.
Take a guess.
I'm going to guess Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan, no. It is Orlando Jordan.
Ooh.
Orlando Jordan has won the TNA Gold Rush tournament and will become the newest member of the WWE main roster. Everybody, we're showing a highlight package of the match where he defeated a man called Louis Jardine. Yes, that's a real guy in my TNA development right now. He defeated Louis Jardine in the final. It was a hell of a match. And the TNA roster came out and they put him on their shoulders and they carried him around the ring in celebration. Orlando Jordan, your first TNA Gold Rush champion. But we now move on to our main event. It's Alex Wright and Kurt Angle. They come out. And who comes out for McMahon Black Dynasty? They all come out. But who actually steps in the ring? It's Psychosis and the interim WWE champion PJ Black. That tag team matchup is next. And in an exceptional match, Alex Wright and Kurt Angle get the job done. Team Right Angle defeat the McMahon Black Dynasty when Alex Wright makes Psychosis tap out with the STF. A nice match. They call him out. Alex Wright after the match because PJ Black just scurries up the ramp. He calls out PJ Black and he wants to unify the World Championships at Judgment Day. Live in New Orleans, Louisiana. It will be Alex Wright, PJ Black, interim champion versus the Rio World Championship. Title unification. Then the show. 93, Jen. 93. Perfect. That was a great show. Jen. What more can I say?
It's a good show.
It's a good show. Is it going to be the big show, though? No, because he's on Nitro. Speaking of Nitro, Chad, you got any teasers? Any, hey, this is why you should watch Nitro?
Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome to. This is Raw. Or Nitro. All right, or Nitro.
Didn't need the fucking intro here, brother.
Listen, you get it for free today. Now, that kindness in my heart. You get it.
Take it back. Take it back.
I take it back? All right, sorry, never mind. And here we are for Nitro.
Where are we tonight, Chad?
We are in Dover, Kentucky.
Dover, Kentucky.
Or in Dover, Kentucky.
Is that correct? You're at a generic venue. You didn't even pick a arena, Chad.
I thought I must have clicked the wrong button. I picked one in Kentucky. Dover, Kentucky.
Dover, Delaware?
Dover, Delaware, yeah.
Dover, Kentucky.
We're in Dover, Delaware. All right. We start off. We got Paul Heyman and Big Daddy V in the ring. Paul Heyman, he says, my client here, Big Daddy V, is going to be the man to finally take the United States Championship from Chris Benoit. And my client Big Daddy V and I, we've been talking about all of the the brutal beatdown, all of the violent, horrible things that my client's going to do to Chris Benoit. And honestly, we don't even want to wait for Halloween Havoc because we're so confident that when we step into that ring, when my client steps into that ring and he stares down Chris Benoit, he's not going to see Chris Benoit, the greatest United States champion of all time. He's not going to see Chris Benoit, one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. He is going to see his next victim. He is going to see the man that he's about to send to the hospital. My client, Big Daddy V, is about to see his future develop right in front of his eyes when he takes that United States Championship from Chris Benoit and embarrasses him in Halloween Havoc. So Chris Benoit, cherish the time that you have in the weeks building to Halloween Havoc, because your United States Championship reign is numbered. And then Chris Benoit's music hits and he gets into the ring and he says, Paul, Big Daddy V, listen, I gotta tell you, I'm excited for our championship match too, because I can't wait to prove you wrong. I can't wait to prove you wrong and show you who in the hell you're dealing with. Chris Benoit, a man who, I've been on the run of a lifetime, and this United States Championship belt has been with me since the very start, and I'm not giving it up. But better men have tried to take this belt from me, and better men have failed. And listen, I don't want to wait until Halloween Havoc either. So let's make history, Paul, and everyone starts to freak out. He says, how about we have it tonight? Chris Benoit taking on Big Daddy V for the United States Championship. And Paul Heyman looks at Big Daddy V and he looks at Chris Benoit and he says, it's your funeral. We accept. So Justin, tonight in the main event, we have Big Daddy V versus Chris Benoit for the United States Championship.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we start our match off. We start off with our first match of the day. We got a man who has been on, he had a little success in that tournament. He didn't quite win, but he definitely turned some heads. Mikey Whipwreck, and he's taking on Kendo Cashin. And in about that decent wrestling but little heat, Mikey Whipwreck defeated Kendo Cashin in 10:22 with a whippersnapper.
Poor Kendo. You gave Kendo a lot of money just to come in and lose.
I don't think I gave him that much money.
You were hyped about him.
I'm still hyped. He's here wrestling kind of Mikey Whipwreck.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
We've got Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare, and they show up and they're walking to the arena today. This is like a flashback from earlier today. And Chuck's like, listen, Sean, listen, I know we've been wrapped up in our tag team match with the Wicked, but listen, you've been doing really well in this tournament and we're impressed. And throughout it all, you've never complained. You've always just done the work and you put in the time, and I'm proud of you, man. And Sean's like, wow, Chuck, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I've really learned a lot from you and Dave and Ken. I'm very grateful to be here and thanks. I've really learned a lot. And then while they're walking up to the arena, they see Matt Sydal and Ahmed, and Matt Sydal's picking the brain of Ahmed. Ahmed, they meet each other, and Ahmed's like, "Oh, look, Matt, look, it's the next guy who's about to lose, and who's going to lose Tough Enough." And Chuck and Sean, they go, Ahmed, where have you've been teaming with you've been drinking beers and hanging out with Ron Simmons. You're not even mentoring Matt Sydal. Listen, Sean O'Hare actually says, listen, Matt. Let's be honest here, all right? You're stuck between me, who's easily the most impressive professional wrestler that's still in this tournament. And on the other side, you've got the Giant Singh, who's a big, big, big bastard. But guess what? I've beaten him before. So, Matt, you don't got a dog in this fight, my brother. And then Giant Singh and Hardcore Holly, they approach, and Holly says, well, thanks for the kind words, Sean, but it doesn't really matter because my rookie, my pupil, my protege, the Giant Singh, he's going to crush everyone in this tournament. And it's only a matter of time before, after he takes out you two, he goes and takes out the scraps over on Thunder, and he stands tall. And then Jeremy Borash, who, of course, is the host of Tough Enough, he approaches them all and he says, wow, funny enough seeing all of you here. Listen, I got an idea, and I'm the host of Tough Enough, so I think I can make this official. Tonight, we're going to have a triple threat tag team match. And the winning team? Well, the winning team's rookie is safe from eliminations, and the other two will wrestle one-on-one at Halloween Havoc, where they will be eliminated. And boys, I hope you get ready because that match is going to be later on tonight. And we flash forward to now, Justin.
To now? Oh, so they're fighting now.
Because this was earlier today. And we got a tag team match in about that subpar wrestling and Little Heat. Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare defeated Ahmed and Matt Sydal and the Giant Singh. So this was not actually elimination. It wasn't. What happened was...
But it says elimination, Chad.
It wasn't. Sean O'Hare eliminated... he rolled up Ahmed.
But Chad, you got to go with the game.
Well, there's not a way to make it so it's not elimination.
Yeah, but you could have picked who lost. You did pick who lost. Picking who lost here. Picking who lost right here would have been the one who got pinned first.
Yeah, he did pin Hardcore Holly. He pinned one of the pros.
So technically, Giant Singh lost first.
Okay, well. Fine, but it's because he pinned his Brook. That's because he pinned his Hardcore Holly.
I know you.
Yeah. But fine, that's fine. So then Matt Sydal, he's standing in the ring and he looks behind him, and standing behind him is the big, tall Giant Singh. Justin, at Halloween Havoc, we get the Giant Singh taking on Matt Sydal in an elimination match.
Have we had this before, or am I losing my mind?
We might have had this in the preliminary because the first month they all just kind of wrestled each other, and it was just to kind of get a feel for it for everybody.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying to think if we have seen that.
Yeah, I think we probably have. And Ted DiBiase, he invites So what happens is Ted DiBiase is away. He is promoting Halloween Havoc on a daytime talk show, and he brought Devon Dudley and Dave Batista, who are the two remaining finalists of the Nitro side of the bracket, and they will square off next week. He's saying, next week these two are going to square off, and then there's going to have a tournament on Thunder that's going to wrap up this month too, and at Halloween Havoc, the two winners are going to fight for the $1 million championship. And it just promotes this, Justin. And next week we get Dave Batista versus Devon Dudley.
Ooh.
And Justin, we have Fit Finley taking on Alan Funk, and in about that decent wrestling but Little Heat, Fit Finley defeated Alan Funk at 9:32 with a pile driver.
Fit Finley injuring damaged elbow for Fit Finley here.
That is not good.
Not great indeed. What's Alan Funk's story, Chad?
What's Alan Funk's story?
Yeah.
He's just needed someone for Fit Finley to fight, and he's one of our more experienced rookies over in our developmental, so I thought I'd bring him up and see how he did.
Okay, you got a 54. You write that down.
Yeah, 54.
Better than all the remaining Tough Enough guys on Nitro.
Fair.
Thank you, Calvin.
So we go on to the ring. We got Chase Tatum and Ken Anderson, the Wild Boys, And Ken Anderson, he says, Chase, at Halloween Havoc, the Wild Boys defend the tag team championships against the Wicked. And Chuck Palumbo, he was wrapped up in Tough Enough stuff today. Dave was away, but it doesn't matter because Chase Tatum and Ken Anderson are still skilled enough to handle anything that the Wicked could throw at us. And listen, the Wicked, they're trying to get in our mind games. They're trying to be spooky. They're trying to attack us from behind. But how about they get in the ring and they can face us face to face, eye to eye, and they can try to talk to the Wild Boys. And then Wicked come out. The lights turn off. There's a bunch of fog, ominous fog. The Wicked come out, of course, Abyss, Mil Muertes, and Relic. And they get in the ring. And Abyss says, Ken, we've only been doing what the Wild Boys have been doing since they formed. I think for the first time the Wild Boys see a threat. See somebody standing in their way that they can't just bully. And they see, more importantly, those tag team titles coming over to the Wicked. And Ken Anderson, he says, Abyss, Relic, Mil Muertes, you guys look like a bunch of really dumb trick-or-treaters, all right? And it's very fitting because on Halloween Havoc, you're looking to get a treat, but you're just going to get tricked when Ken Anderson, Chase Tatum, Chuck Palumbo, Dave Bautista, any one of the four of us. Well, it won't be Dave. He's going to go fight for the for the $1 million championship. And I guess it won't be Ken Anderson too, because I guess it won't be Chuck Palumbo either, because he'll be backstage hanging out with his rookie. So maybe you just get Chase Tatum and Ken Anderson, and guess what? That's all we need, because at the end of the day, the Wild Boys are going to retain the tag team championships. And then Abyss says, that's your downfall, Ken. You see, as the Wild Boys, as a unit, as a brotherhood, as a friend, it's a strong, strong force. But your eyes are on different prizes. The Wicked, all we want to do are take those tag team titles and destroy you. That's all we want to do. That's all we talk about. That's all we've prepared for. You two, you four, your eyes are on different prizes. You're not together. You're not unified. And at the end of the night, that's going to be your downfall, because the Wicked is coming and you're not focused. And it's going to be your doom. And Ken Anderson says, doom schmoom. He says, you don't think our eyes are on the prize? Our eyes are on the prize. Isn't that right, Chase? And Chase, he's like looking at his like phone. And he's like, Chase, what are you doing? And then Abyss says, expecting a phone call, Chase. And then he says, that's exactly what we mean. Your eyes are not on the prize. And Chase, he says, hey, how about this? All right, how about I show you just how much my eyes are on the prize? All right, how about I beat up your new friend? How about I get in Relic's business today? How about I tell Relic what I'm all about, and I beat his ass? All right, and then after I take him out of the equation, then we can go back to just taking out you two at Halloween Havoc. And Abyss or Relic, he stands toe to toe with Chase Tatum, and all he says is, "I accept." Chase Tatum versus Relic.
Right now, I would assume.
Correct. Or, sorry, no, it wasn't Chase. Sorry, my apologies.
What the hell are you talking about, Chan?
No, it was Ken Anderson who called out Chase Tatum that called out Relic, because Chase Tatum said, listen, Ken, I would, but I got a phone call. And Chase rolls out of the ring, and Ken Anderson then took on Relic. That's what it was.
So the problem I have with this is what we got last week where Relic beat Ken Anderson.
Well, we're getting the rematch tonight. But we didn't, because Relic defeated Ken Anderson again.
Yeah.
Anyway, after that match, the rest of the Wicked, they roll into the ring. Because, of course, Chase Tatum, he left to go take a phone call. The other ones are gone. Ken Anderson, he's by himself. And he's looking at the Wicked. And he's still, he's beaten down. But, he's a wild boy. They get into biker fights. He's had worse, so he's still ready to fight. The Wicked swarm. They beat him down. They do a triple choke slam on to the ground, and then Abyss and Mil Muertes, they pick him up, and Relic, he grabs a steel chair and he hits Ken Anderson right in the head with it. And then Ken, who's now unconscious, they take him and they wrap him around the turnbuckle and barbed wire. And it's just so brutal. He's just bleeding all the sides of him. And then Abyss, he looks over at Mil Muertes and Relic, and he says, let's show them how wicked we can be. And Mil Muertes and Relic, they roll out of the ring, and they pull out, and Mil Muertes, he pulls out these jumper cables, and he attaches them to Ken Anderson. And then Relic, he pulls out this other set of jumper cables, and he connects them, and a chain reaction electrocutes Ken Anderson, who's tied to the barbed wire, and he can't move. It's horrible. The announcers are like, oh my God, stop it. What are you doing? They just destroy Ken Anderson, and then they all stand tall in the ring, and they pick up Ken Anderson's half of the tag team championship, and they leave.
Where the hell are the rest of the Wild Boys? They're going to let their boy get electrocuted?
That's a good question.
This team sucks. These guys, they're not unified.
They're not unified. They're just spread too thin.
Well, they're just spread too far, not thin. They're all doing other shit right now. Batista's not really doing anything tonight, but
he was on a talk show. He was gone. He wasn't even there. He was on a daytime talk show.
Yeah,
he's probably flying back right now.
Daytime. This is nighttime, Chad.
Yeah, but they were in LA doing the talks. It takes a long time to get to LA to Delaware.
Yeah, Mr. Airport Extraordinaire over there.
It does.
It's a 4-hour flight.
We got Minami Toyota taking on Mariko Yoshida. And then about that, decent wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. Basically, this was just a squash. Minami got in the ring. She squashed Yoshida, hit her with an Ocean Queen Bee bomb.
Poor Yoshida, the second best in-ring performer on your roster right now. Poor girl.
And then after that, she is celebrating in the ring after a big dominating beatdown, and then she rolls out of the ring and she gets to the crowd and she's like gloating with the crowd. She's once again, she's heckling people. She goes to yet another kid holding a Trish Stratus sign, and she gets in her face too and makes a crying motions to her eyes, like she's wiping tears away. And then Trish Stratus from the crowd jumps and starts beating down Toyota, and she clotheslines her into the crowd. The crowd's going nuts, and Trish Stratus and Toyota, Justin, they begin fighting in the crowd. Trish Stratus is fired up.
Hell yeah.
We've got a singles match here, a big singles match. Samoa Joe taking on Rob Van Dam. And about that, so yeah, this was a big fight. This is actually the first time they've went one-on-one. I looked it up, Justin. And Rob Van Dam, it was a big match, but at the end of the day, I had superb wrestling and great heat, but Samoa Joe defeated Rob Van Dam. The big story here is that a hooded figure attacked Rob Van Dam while Samoa Joe was arguing with the referee. A hooded figure ran in, beat up Rob Van Dam, and then Samoa Joe was able to capitalize. But after the match, Samoa Joe, he rolls out of the ring. He's celebrating. The hooded figure, Justin, he gets into the ring and he's standing over Rob Van Dam. And, unlike some people, we've had some hooded figures in the past who maybe, draw out the reveal. He's ready to show the world who he is right now, Justin. He takes his hood off.
Oh,
and Canyon is here. He stands over Rob Van Dam, his old rivalry. Remember, Justin, they had a classic rivalry, an ambulance match even in that rivalry. And it really was the Kickstarter for Canyon's big run,
Yeah, nothing really came out of that for Canyon, but it was a classic rivalry out of that. So shout out Hooded Figure coming back.
Hooded Figure, who will be Canyon moving forward, but I didn't want to spoil the interference in the match, so I called him Hooded Figure.
That's fair. Could have ran down the match before hitting next segment, though, to avoid that.
Fair. But our next segment, don't turn just yet, Justin.
See, that's what I mean. There you go.
Yeah, because Shawn Michaels, he comes out to the ring. He's got his World Heavyweight Championship. He gets in the ring and he says, now everyone's wondering who HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, the greatest champion in WCW history, is going to defend his belt against that Halloween Havoc. And, Shawn, I'm looking at this roster, and I got to tell you, I've beaten pretty much everybody there is to beat. I mean, there really isn't anyone left, right? And so, you're asking me who Shawn Michaels is going to steal the show with a Halloween Havoc? Well, maybe Shawn Michaels steals the show but from his couch when he watches it at home, because, there's no need to show up at Halloween Havoc. I've beaten everyone there is to beat here at Nitro. And then, Justin, you hear, well, and the Big Show comes out and he says, Shawn,
oh my God.
Shawn, you've had many foes in your time in this title run, but listen, Shawn, you've never went one-on-one with the Big Show for that championship, and you're looking for a big contender. It doesn't get bigger than me. I'm the biggest and best professional wrestler of all time. And Shawn Michaels, he says, Big Show, listen, I'll give it to you. You're one hell of a man, but I don't know if you have what it takes. And they're arguing back and forth. And then, Justin, we have the music from Shane Helms, who comes out to the ring and he says, Shawn, Big Show, I know you're surprised. Listen, there was a big trade that my old boss, Roddy Piper, now that he's officially in charge of Thunder, big trade, and he sent me here. And listen, Shawn, that's a big deal for you because now you have a new face to fight for this championship. Now you have me. And I'm coming off of 2 big wins against Steven Regal, who, as we all know, is a tough son of a bitch. And listen, I'm thinking I'd like an opportunity to fight for this belt, since, you've taken on everyone else here. And Big Show, he looks over at Shane Helms and he says, I think you should get to the end of the line, earn your shot the right way, instead of coming here and trying to pick a fight that you think you're ready for. And Big Show stares down Shane Helms, and Shane Helms says, Big Show, I'm not scared of you at all right? I've taken on some of the best that Thunder has to offer. All right, I've went toe-to-toe with some of those cruiserweight people at Thunder, some of the best athletes in the company. Way better athletes than you, Big Show. So maybe you should ask yourself if you're picking a fight that you're not ready for. And Shawn Michaels, he says, I'll tell you what, I'm fired up. All right, I love this. I'll tell you what, I'll defend the belt at Halloween Havoc, and I'll defend it against one of you, but it's going to be settled next week. Big Show takes on Shane Helms, and the winner gets HBK. And Justin, that's official. We get Shane Helms taking on Big Show next week.
That we do, Chad. That we do. I don't know if Shane Helms is ready yet, but I would rather see him than Big Show. So, oh.
And our main event tonight, Chris Benoit taking on Big Daddy V. And it was a fight, Justin. These men did not come here for a wrestling match. They came here for a fight. They fought. They almost got counted out like 3 different times, right? Benoit put Big Daddy V in the sharpshooter. Everybody thought that was going to be it. Paul Heyman was able to distract the referee, but it didn't matter, right? Paul Heyman was ready for Big Daddy V to tap out. Big Daddy V did not tap. Paul Heyman goes to distract the referee. Big Daddy V is able to just flex and muscle his way out of the sharpshooter. Chris Benoit can't believe it. Paul Heyman can't believe it. Chris Benoit runs over. Big Daddy V just shoulder checks him. He's just so big. This man is just such a... It's the announcer saying commentary. Benoit ran at Big Daddy V, and it's like running into a brick wall. Like, he's just so... And then Big Daddy V is able to capitalize. He, stands on top of Chris Benoit and just walks over him, puts all of his weight. They're like, that could have collapsed Benoit's lungs. Big Daddy V, he picks up Benoit, who is now just gasping for air, and he just picks him up and throws him out of the ring, and it turns ugly quickly. Benoit brought it to him early. It was hard fought. It was physical, but towards the end, it ended up becoming a beatdown. Big Daddy V was just too much, and with those collapsed lungs, he rolls Chris Benoit into the ring, goes to the top rope, hits a big splash. Justin, we got a new United States champion.
Wow. It seems like the year I've been telling you to push Big Daddy V. I was right this whole time.
Big Daddy V wins the United States champion. Justin, what a run from Chris Benoit.
What a run.
What an historic title run. Paul Heyman and Big Daddy V, they stand tall.
That they do. And an 88, Chad.
That's okay. I knew this wasn't going to do better than yours because I was doing a lot of story building here for the show.
Yeah, you get Joe and RVD sold. I think that match should have been a lot better, but
that should have been a lot better too.
RVD's been more Joe. I think Joe hasn't really been on form lately. He's taken a lot of losses as of late. Other than that, I mean, there was you only had. Well, you had 3 of your big 6 fight tonight, so that's... It's not like you weren't using your top talent.
I just used half of
them. Your mid-card on Nitro right now looks a little weak.
A little bit.
Well, that's because the elevation of Big Daddy V to the main, it looks like. Even if he's the United States champion, him beating Benoit he's now a main event guy.
He's definitely a main event guy, right?
Shane Helms coming over is pretty cool. Like I said, I don't think he's done enough to really legitimize himself as a believable world champion yet. He's only had a program with Regal, really, and that's it. But I think a good showing against Shawn could really elevate him.
Right.
Maybe not elevate him to the level that world title is, but really show that he can go.
Could be a good next step for him, right?
Could be a good step, and then he could go against someone else, and then elevate even more. Well, I don't know, who knows? It kind of gives me the Shannon Moore vibes where he just beats Shawn Michaels and then that's really his world title run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Because he kind of won the belt and then was out of the main event scene 2 months later.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He got hurt and then kind of just gave up on him.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't happen to Shane Helms too. If that's where this is going. All right, let's finish the show, Chad. Let's go to SmackDown. I thought I was gonna lose this week. I saw 99, and then I forgot the rest of your show. Kind of bummed, but it's not about ratings. It's about storytelling.
And here we are with SmackDown, the third show out of the 4 for the week. Normally it is usually third. Sometimes it hasn't, but sometimes it is.
I fell. I fell for pasta. Sorry.
Why don't you fall for pasta? I mean, I don't blame you. Pasta is delicious.
Pasta sucks. Let's talk about it real quick. I hate noodles, Chad.
Yeah, you're not a big noodle guy. I love pasta. I think pasta's delicious.
I hate the feeling, like the texture of noodles and just like slurping up a little noodle boy in my mouth. Just, I don't like it.
That's fair.
Just spaghetti, lasagna, pasta, stromboli, fettuccine, Johnny Stamboli, any of the sorts. Like, I hate it. I hate it. Let's go. Speaking of things I hate, let's get into SmackDown, Chad.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we remember what happened at Bad Blood, Chad? SmackDown branded pay-per-view 5 nights ago.
I remember it like it was just yesterday.
Okay, let me name a match off of it, Chad. Come on.
How could I forget?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Name one.
John Cena was there.
Name a match. This hurts my feelings when you don't know my shit.
Sorry. I thought I don't know it. It's been so long. As soon as you tell me, I'll remind me.
It's
It'll refresh my
2
memory.
weeks, Chad. And this episode just came out 2 days. Oh, I forgot. You don't watch our content. You don't help the algorithm. You don't give it a like. You don't give it a view.
I've definitely liked and viewed stuff before. And I'm pretty sure I've also viewed this video.
That hurts even more.
Yeah, I haven't viewed. I think I watched it to see to refresh my memory on what happened in my pay-per-view. That's what I think happened.
That hurts. This was Masawa Jeff Jarrett.
Masawa Jarrett. Yeah, Masawa Jarrett.
Don't act like you just had a woohoo and remembered it.
Masawa Jarrett.
Oh, fuck. Let's get into SmackDown. How are you, Chad?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You didn't just get your heart ripped out.
Oh.
Let's get into SmackDown. Also, the family came out post main event and attacked the final bosses, Chad.
Fair, I did. Yeah, you're right. That's huge.
I am right because I tried to make you give a recap and you didn't know. So it's either I'm right or you are, and I would love to. Next month, I want you to forget and just give me a recap of what you thought happened. John Cena didn't even have a match on the card. Oh, he did. He did have a match. He accepted Renee Dupree's open challenge.
The open challenge for Renee Dupree.
Of course. Let's get into it, Chad. Let's get into. This is just other stuff. Okay. We start the show off with Diamond Dallas Page coming back to WWE, Chad. A few months ago, we let his contract. We just could not come up with a number. He had a couple good matches on the indies, and we had a couple scouts go out there. And we saw, he still has it. He's still got something. The fans love him. He's still over with the crowds. And we reached out to him, and he had no hard feelings. And he came back to the WWE. And he came back because there's a guy on the roster that he saw that on WCW have a lot of potential, a lot of shine. And that man is Monty Brown. And DDP says, I'm going to carry him to the stardom, carry him to somewhere that WCW could just not get him to, somewhere that All Japan Pro Wrestling cannot do currently right now, somewhere that only Diamond Dallas Page, knows how to do. Get him to that top level of the brass ring. Chad, DDP is back, Chad.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And he's managing Monty Brown.
Yeah. Monty Brown.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm just stoked that DDP wanted to come back, you know?
Yeah, that's huge.
I gave him a good storyline too, you know. He had did some work on the indies, and you know, we reached out. He's still had it, brother. He's just like like Carmelo Anthony every once in a while coming back. You know, he still got it. We saw him in the gym. He's still Hoodie Mello. Come on, he's still gonna get a contract. Come on, Chad. It's called fleshing the characters out.
There we go. I don't know if we're gonna see Carmelo now anymore, but
we got a little pre-show match with the Bloodline of Ekmo Fatu and the Barbarian defeating D'Lo and Drago here. Yeah, we saw the Bloodline form at Bad Blood, where Kishi was the leader, the head of the table, they so call. And they, you know, Rhino, he's got his work cut out for him, I think. I would assume, Chad, right?
he does.
I think he does.
Yeah.
Shout out D'Lo and Drago getting 65 and 61 respectively. They could still go. I just don't have anything for them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think they're going to be part of the tag team division, though. I think if I can have Rollin' Too Hard on a Rollin' to Paris, maybe. I might have an opening of Raw now after what we saw over there. We get a recap of Monday, our Bad Blood, Chen, where we go over what I just talked about, where Wasawa took on Jeff Jarrett, title bound. Remember his own scene? The fact that you don't remember. We're here in St. Charles, Missouri, by the way, home of Charles. And then like I said, we saw the attack, the ambush, the lights going out of the family: Stevie Richards, Chris Hero, Chris Harris, Mike Sanders, all four former WCW talent coming over and making a statement by taking out the final bosses. And Cornette brags. He starts the show off bragging about how Misawa once again took out another puny challenger to his world title. Jeff Jarrett may be a cool singer, he says, but when it comes to in-ring talent, no one can match chops with Misawa, Kojima, and Hashimoto. And he says, that brings me to those little scumbags in the back. You call yourselves the family. You come out and you blindside the final bosses. You blindside me, Kojima, Hashimoto, Misawa. And you think you're going to get away with it? Not on my watch. I want them tonight. Bischoff, I know you can hear me. And if you won't make the match, I'll come back there and I'll make it myself. And then, you know, Jeff Jarrett comes out. He's got Daniels and Scotty behind him. He says, wait, whoa. You got lucky. Misawa, I congratulate you. You had a hell of a match with myself. Hell, I even made you look good. That was the greatest match you've ever even had here in the WWE. And you only can thank me, Jeff Jarrett, the owner of Double J Records, owner of one Grammy Award for Greatest Wrestling Theme Song, and I'm about to be the second with Title Bound. And Daniels and Scotty are dancing to it the whole time, too. They're dancing. And then out comes Stevie Richards and flocked by the family. But they don't come out. They're in like the cheap seats, Chad. They're in the rafters. The rafters. Hey, Jeff, I would consider just quit dancing. I would consider that you just stop doing that. I would consider just stop making terrible music and worry about your in-ring career, because once again, you failed at the biggest opportunity that you've ever had. Opportunity after opportunity. We can run down the win-loss record here, Jeff. You just can't get it done. You might have Scotty and Daniels to back you up, but I got Chris fucking Hero. I got Mike fucking Sanders. I got the Wildcat Chris Harris behind me. And that Bad Blood, we made a statement. We kept, week after week, we kept telling you guys, the time is coming. And this family is going to make a statement. And we did when we took out all 3 of the final bosses. Jeff, I think we have this. I think we want the same thing here. I think we both want to take out the final bosses and prove to everyone that we are the most dominant stable in this company. So tonight, how about we get into that ring? How about tonight? We have a tag team match. 2 of my guys against 2 of your guys. We'll just settle the score now, and whoever comes out walking out of the ring alive can go after the final bosses. And Jeff Jarrett says, hell yeah, brother. I like what you did, but I don't like the way you speak to me. All right, I earned this respect. Everybody in this ring and company and arena respects Double J. But you little punks come in here, think you couldn't even fucking make it in that B League promotion over there in WCW, and you think you're gonna come over here and try to make it here? Oh no! When we guys step in the ring with Double J, Scotty 2 Hottie, and Big Chris Daniels, you're gonna learn that it was a mistake coming to the WWE. Double J Records, the family tag team match tonight, Chad.
Hell yeah, huge.
We move on. Starting off tonight, we got Supernova taking on the Funk Boys 2002. And in a decent little match, the Funk Boys defeat Supernova when Kid Cash defeats B.J. Whitmer with a double arm DDT. Good match here, Chad.
Good for Funk Boys 2002.
Good match. 78 for Kid Cash and a 74 to Cold Scorpio after the match. Oh, we go backstage. Kevin Kelly talks to Jeff Jarrett about what just happened and what happened Saturday night. Kevin, everything I needed to say, I said in the ring. Well, Jeff, who's gonna represent Double J Records tonight against what I would assume would be Chris Hero and Chris Harris or Mike Sanders? Well, I'm still dealing with a little bit of a sore shoulder from Misawa. So tonight, going down to the ring representing Double J Records will be Chris Daniels and Scotty 2 Hottie. And I have no doubt in my mind that those boys will represent me and my company well. So it'll be Daniels and Scotty against 2 members of the family, Chad.
That's huge.
We move on. Oh, welcome back, Melina. Chad, Melina's back.
Melina's back again.
Back, her big Boombas and Bumbas are here live in St. Charles, Missouri. And Shannon Moore says, look, I got my girlfriend back. I went into Bad Blood, and I beat the most exciting prospect Eric Bischoff has ever put in the ring aside me, Super Callow, and it makes me laugh. Because at this point, who else is going to step in the ring with Shannon Moore, go one-on-one with him, and even have a fucking chance to defeat me? I'm the greatest light heavyweight champion this company has ever seen and will ever seen. And I'm waiting for the day that someone to my level can step in the ring with me and give me a go. Now let's go, honey. And they start kissing and making out. Oh yeah. Oh, Shannon. Ric Flair. Oh my God. Ric Flair's debut. His in-ring return is tonight, Chan.
Woo!
He takes on and beats Just Incredible here tonight, Chad. What a match for Ric Flair. He defeats Just Incredible in 11:39. Ric Flair of 58.
Not good.
No, he's old as dirt, brother. But he's got high morale. He's got penalized for stamina and decline. Yeah, it's going to be rough for him. I'm going to see if I can at least get him back to like in Ringo 70s. But it's going to be a tough one for Mr. Ric Flair here. But he can still go. All right, he can still go. We move on backstage. Arn Anderson and Don Fry This is just a recap of what Don Fry did to poor Cactus Jack last night. Left him in a bloody mess. Chad, do you remember when I pulled up the Steelers logo in the recording and said, "This is the blood of Cactus Jack"? Yeah. They're just going over that. Cactus Jack died in Don Fry. There's no one more dangerous in the ring right now than Don Fry. And it's not a bad dangerous like Nia Jax. It's a good dangerous. Well, good for him, but not good for anyone else, Chad.
Right, of course.
We got a little match right here. I needed a little bit more time tonight. So Paul London defeated Jack Evans here in 11:36 with a London calling. Paul London now in the 70s for in-ring. Paul London's super over. That whole gimmick where Brian Kendrick went down with injury and Paul London spent 3 months trying to find a tag team partner, got him over. I don't know how, but it worked. And Paul London, I don't know why. Brian Kendrick had an upset tummy tonight. He couldn't go. This is a made on the fly. So Jack Evans took on Paul London one-on-one. Get well soon, Brian Kendrick.
Please.
We don't need him out for another year. We move on. I think we got match to match here, Chad. Yes, Kishi defeats King Ayakea, a man that I forgot I had on my roster here in 932 with a big splash. Kishi, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Chad. How do you feel about that?
That's huge.
That is huge. Speaking of huge, look at his cheeks.
They are big cheeks.
He's a
cheeked up boy.
I was going to ask you an awful question. After the match, Kishi just says this is now SmackDown's not the Bloodline show, and this is they said this is the land of the stables, because SmackDown's got a lot of big stables now, and then he said this is going to be an all-out war. This is going to be blood here on the battlefield of Friday Night SmackDown. You got the family, you got La Resistance, you got Double J Records, the Final Bosses, the Bloodline, the Funk Boys. There are a lot of stables running around here right now.
Yeah, there are. I love it.
You just got to get a stable and find some friends, and hopefully they come out on top. Speaking of coming out on top, Chad, we got a big match between former TNA Universal Champion Chris Devine and Yoshihiro Tajiri. And Tajiri gets the job done in 12:35 with a brain buster. Tajiri getting back on the winning streak. Tajiri's been actually pretty good win-loss in 2002, and he adds to that ratio of wins and losses by defeating Chris Devine here, Chad. Big match. Hell yeah. Big match Tajiri. How do you feel about Tajiri, Chad?
Love Tajiri.
Where did he go to college?
I don't know.
That's my favorite gimmick with Chad when we watch a sports, like any type of sports, and he says, "I love this guy," and I said, "Where did he go to school?" Duke. We move on. Backstage, Chad. Shannon Moore and Melina just finished. I'll let you figure out what they were doing, or what do I mean by that?
They're making a pie.
And the Funk Boys approached them, and they say they got something to talk to them about, Chad.
Yeah, they want to have a menage a trois.
They're polyamorous, and they're just joining. Big fuck boys, they call themselves.
2002, of course.
Yeah, it's the year that they were in. That's why they put that there. They're not the brightest.
I know. I get it.
We move on to a tag team match tonight.
So what was the promo about?
They just approached them, Chad. We don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. I said they got approached by for the Funk Boys. You were too busy.
I thought they were going to say something. I thought I cut you off.
Well, no, not everything needs to be caught on audio tape, Chad. Sometimes it just.
That's fair. I just wanted to make sure I didn't cut you off on accident.
No, of course not, Chad. I would talk over you anyway. I love when I say something you just don't say anything back. We move on. A tag team match, Chad, between a man that lost at Bad Blood is Chavo Guerrero Jr. and his good friend Mystico. They take on two guys of Gene Snitsky and Gangrel. And Chavo and Mystico get the job done in 9:49 with Chavo taps out Snitsky. But you can tell there's a little frustration in Chavo. He's got a little irk to him, and he doesn't let go when the referee kind of is like, hey, he tapped out. And Chavo kind of gives him a little to him because Chavo lost to Latin Lover again.
Yeah,
and he's not happy, and he won't be happy about this. Because when they celebrate, they look at they're celebrating, and Latin Lover's like, boys, congrats, boys. Oh, Chavo, you finally got a win. I thought I was gonna have to retire before seeing that actually happen. Good job, guys. Well, I'd be so happy to come down there and celebrate with you guys and throw a big old party celebrating a big win for Chavo. Yeah. But I got a plane to catch. I got a different party to go catch. And he hops on an airplane, and where's he going, Jen?
WCW.
That would be so funny. The pilot just says, "Oh, well, we're here, and we're in Savannah, Georgia." Why the fuck are we in Savannah? Nitro, brother. All right. We move on. The Undertaker is being interviewed by Kevin Kelly, and the Taker, who got beaten down and chokeslammed on the fucking pre-show of Bad Blood, says, Kane, he wants answers from Kane. He's like, Kane, we're brothers. You don't do that shit. All I wanted was you to show some respect to C.W. Anderson, and you attacked me. I'm not going to lay down that easy, Kane. I want some damn answers, and I want them by next week. Undertaker wanted some answers from his brother attacking him, Chad.
And he wants them next week.
He wants them next week, live on SmackDown. And we move to our main event, Chad, where Daniels and Scotty 2 Hotty, they make their way down to the ring. Jeff Jarrett's there with them. Who's going to come out for the family? Chad, I'll let you pick, even though the match is booked.
Who's going to come out for the family?
Yeah.
Stevie and actually no.
No, you said Stevie already.
And
Stevie and Hero. Okay, well, Chad, that's a good pick as they both come out to answer the call. Right now, it's Chris Daniels and Scotty 2 Hotty taking on Stevie Richards and Chris Hero, and a big win for Dan. I didn't mean to pick them to win. Whoopsie. Oh well. Stevie Richards was supposed to win this match, Chad.
Damn.
Oh, I didn't pick a winner. That's what happened. Oh, I'm so stupid. Well, how do I salvage this? How do we salvage this, Chad? Well, big win for Daniels and Scotty 2 Hotty. But after the match, Richards and Hero, they start attacking them. There we go. And then Harris and Sanders come, and they start beating Daniels, and Scotty 2 Hotty come down. They start beating him down too. And then the lights go off, Chad.
Ooh.
And then the lights come back on. Everyone's knocked out. But the final bosses, Chad. And Cornette's got a microphone on the stage. Oh, you think you can outsmart the final bosses? I can play your dumb little fucking game too, you dumb idiots. Because they did the same exact thing the family did to them. The lights come out, they blindside them and lay them out. Kojima, Hashimoto, Masawa was supposed to be in this as well. They lay out literally everyone, all 4 members of the family, and Scotty 2 Hotty, Daniels, and Jeff Jarrett. Just showcasing literally how dominant these guys are. And that is how we end SmackDown. I knew this was going to be a bad SmackDown in terms of ratings, because I want to push and showcase how important this family Double J Final Bosses storyline is.
True.
I don't need Hashimoto to fight every week. And Goldberg's suspended. You know, Latin Lovers in the a secondary title or a rivalry right now.
Right, of course.
Everyone is doing their own thing right now. All right, and this I think is the big important storyline. So I think SmackDown going this forward this month, rating wise, won't be as good, but in my mind, it's still good. Chad, the door is open. Thunder could have a great show and win.
It could, yeah.
Oh well, we'll see. Who's in the main event? Rock and Suzuki?
We'll have to see. Who knows?
I bet one of them will be. Or Rock Raven rematch. Rock will be in the main. I'm calling it right now. Chad sees the door open of a week that he can win, and he'll change up some shit just to do it. We'll see him.
And we are here on Thunder. Probably an opportunity here if we get above a 93 to have the best show of the week.
Probably. Don't mind me moving everything. Keep going, Chad.
But that's it. We are at the aftermath of Fall Brawl. Who's going to be next to challenge The Rock?
Me.
Shane Helms mentioned a big trade.
You're right.
What's the aftermath of that? Like, are we going to see some new faces on Thunder? Six is taking on the newest member of the Cruiserweight division, as we set up on last week at the pay-per-view. What's going to happen, Justin?
Yeah, who is this member? I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this, Chad.
Oh, nice. Well, I hope it doesn't disappoint.
It might, but it won't. It won't.
Alrighty, we start the show off. Raven is in the ring, and he says, at Fall Brawl, I didn't get the job done against The Rock. And listen, Rock and I, we went back and forth on this microphone for the weeks leading up to it. We both said some intense things to each other, and we both backed it up in that ring. I brought everything I had to The Rock. He just had a little bit more. Rock, you've earned my respect today. Now, as far as what's left for me, well, listen, we're just back to business. I'm still out to prove that I am one of the very best still in professional wrestling. And, sometimes you don't win the big match, but you don't give up. You keep on fighting. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep fighting. In fact, I'm looking to fight tonight. And then he's interrupted by Chris Candido, Mr. 5-Star. He's like, I think we've seen enough of you, Mr. Raven. He said, here's the thing, all right? You continuing to come out here and try to demand the spotlight, even though, Raven, you don't have it anymore, it takes away opportunity from people like me, Chris Candido. And Raven, honestly, he's just like, Chris Candido, listen, I'm not trying to take anyone's spot. If you think if you think you're better than me, if you think that you should be getting some world championship opportunities, then why don't you, instead of running your mouth, why don't you come take it? And then CM Punk's music hits, and he says, sorry, I couldn't help but overhear you, Raven, say, stop talking about it and take it. Raven, all you did in the weeks leading up to your match against The Rock was run your mouth. And listen, I've got no problem talking too. Listen, I think I'm one of the very best talkers in this business, but I am also one of the best wrestlers today. And unlike you, Raven, I have a championship belt, which proves I'm right. So listen, Raven, you want to fight? Chris Candido, listen, you want to fight? How about, Chris, you and I, we fight Raven right now. The two of us. We'll take him out and we'll prove just how far down the line he deserves to be. And then, Justin, music hits. It's Shane Douglas's music. Shane Douglas and Raven are, of course, they're friends. Shane Douglas, he comes out and he says, ladies and gentlemen, the franchise is on Thunder. And I can't think of any better way to make my debut tonight. Listen, you guys want to fight? I also want to fight. Raven, one of my friends is down there. He wants to fight. How about tonight we have ourselves a tag team match? Me and Raven taking on Chris Candido and CM Punk. And if you guys really want to prove just how good you are, then how about you guys beat us in our own game? Raven, tonight let's challenge Chris Candido and Punk to a hardcore tag team match. And Justin, Chris and CM Punk accept.
I don't feel like Shane Douglas is a hardcore guy.
Well, he's a former ECW legend.
Yeah. So is Kurt Angle.
But anyway, we have a tag team match tonight. And Justin, I didn't get to set it up, but that's okay.
Well, how was I supposed to know this was the opening fucking angle, Chad? Why didn't you just put a 6 coming out angle first?
I should have. But anyway,
I know you should have. Don't blame me on this.
The newest member of the Cruiserweight division, 6 takes on, it's Taz! Taz is here! And in a decent match, Taz dominates in 9:30 with a T-bone suplex to 6.
Can't believe you would yell at me for that. You cocksucker.
We're that's fair. We are backstage, and it's just so the tag teams are hanging out backstage. Unlike the world's greatest tag team, these teams all kind of get along backstage. They're all just hanging out. They're playing video games, and Brett and Owen they walk in, and it's kind of there's like a hush draws over the room because it's silent, and Brett and Owen they look around, and they just go. So this is the tag team division on Thunder, huh? And Brett says to Owen, he says, listen, I see a lot. I tune in every week. I watch. I think you guys are a lot of really good professional wrestlers, a lot of really good athletes, and I think as teams, you all have a lot to bring to the table. But here's the thing. You guys are sitting back here playing video games when you should be working on your submission holds. You're over here trying to figure out who's going to make the next food run when you should be wondering who's going to be the next one to run the ropes. All right?
Hey, I'm on Brett's side right here.
Yeah. This team, I see a lot of talented teams, but a lot of talent that you don't know what to do with. And listen, I was part of that trade. I'm here now, and I want to team with my brother Owen Hart because we want to show you guys that the world's greatest tag team, right, are only the most hard-working tag team on Thunder. That is, until now. So we asked Roddy Piper, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's like family to us. We asked if we could get a little tag team match tonight to kind of work out, to kind of scout out our competition. And he agreed to make the match, and so it's us versus the three of you. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? We got a 4-way tag team match later on tonight.
You said the three of you. I'm like, there's 6 people there.
The 3 teams, I should say.
I got that. All right, well, get ready for Squash City, boys.
In our next bout, we have that match right next. In a decent match, the Hart Brothers defeated Quick City Kingpins, Truth or Chairs, and the Masters of Disguise in 15-23. The Quick City Kingpins went first, then Truth or Chairs, and then finally Masters of Disguise. Brett and Owen, they're here, and they're putting the tag team division on notice.
Was Owen part of Thunder before? Owen was, yeah?
He was.
Okay.
He was. Owen was. Owen was Raven.
So this, was it a 2-for-1 trade then?
There were many moving pieces.
Oh, so it wasn't just a 1-for-1 trade like it was announced.
No, you were like, oh, Shane for Brett.
No, I thought it was Shane for Shane. Shane Douglas for Shane Helms.
Oh, you were like,
I thought Shane Douglas was the move. I said, that's cool.
Yeah. No, Shane was a part of it.
Yeah, so who else is going to Nitro?
You'll have to see.
Is there another piece of Nitro?
There is another piece to Nitro.
Oh, I like the Hart Brothers here.
Nice, yeah. I think it gives some credibility to our tag team division
for sure, and maybe someone could squeak out a victory over them.
And let's be honest, Brett truly did it all on Nitro.
Yeah, he was. You needed to spice it up a little bit over there. The Nitro 6 was getting a little old.
Yeah. We got TJ Wilson and Kevin Steen. They're backstage. These are the last 2 men standing for Thunder, for Tough Enough. The last 2 men standing. And they're talking about, TJ says, Kevin, listen, I know me and you, we came up through the power plant. We came up through NXT. I have a lot of respect for you, but I'm going to win Tough Enough. And Kevin says, listen, TJ, me and you, we're both Canadians. I think that's pretty cool. We're both Canadians. And listen, I want a Canadian to win Tough Enough and be the second ever winner. But TJ, it's not going to be you because it's going to be Kevin Steen. And listen, I've got no problem fighting you right now to prove it. And Jerry Borash pops out of nowhere. He says, I'm happy you said that because I am, of course, the host of Tough Enough Season 2. And I've decided at Halloween Havoc, we're going to know which Canadian is the last man standing to represent the Nitro or the Thunder side of Tough Enough. It's got TJ Wilson taking on Kevin Steen.
Tonight? Sorry, I couldn't unmute my mic.
Oh, at Halloween Havoc.
All right. Can I file one complaint here that doesn't revolve around Christian York?
Yeah, of course.
And it changes after next week, I think. Or no, it doesn't. It continues. I hate that there are only 2 people on Thunder and 3 on Nitro.
I know you do.
Eliminate 1 on Nitro. And don't eliminate 1 on Thunder. Or just bring back the man that never should have been eliminated anyway, Christian York.
True. Fair.
He got eliminated by a guy who's not even in Tough Enough. That's some horse shit. He got beat by a pro and got eliminated.
Fair.
Yeah, Chad has nothing to say to that. That's some...
Well, after it was a misclick on my end. But either way, Justin,
You got to run with the misclick.
We got another round. I did. So that's why Christian York's not here. He was eliminated. We have, of course, the $1 million bracket. We got Sting versus A-Train. Which one of these men are
Why
going
was
to
A-Train in this? What?
Who's going to advance?
Chad.
Justin, and about that did not
Chad.
Sting defeat A-Train by submission with a Scorpion Deathlock.
This is gonna make Sting's pop go down. Bad matches make their pop go down. This is not helping Sting here.
He got a big dominant win. Unfortunate first round matchup for A-Train. Maybe
how the fuck did he qualify? Dude's never wrestled on the main card before.
And we got our next round of the bracket. We got Taka Michinoku taking on Lance Storm, and at 7-10, Taka Michinoku defeats Lance Storm with a Michinoku driver.
Dude ran fucking A-Train and a broken and battered Lance Storm in the $1 million bracket. Oh, is it 8 people on Thunder, or is it only 4?
So Chris Candido, we accidentally ran the tournament match a few weeks ago, like last month. So it's Chris Candido has advanced. So is Taka, Sting,
and then there's one more.
Yeah, and there's one more.
Ooh, is it tonight or later?
It is tonight.
Cool. I just want to see who didn't make it over A-Train. Why? Can we peel back the curtain a little bit and ask why A-Train was a top 8 guy on Thunder here?
I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. See how we did.
He got a 20.
He did too well. We got the World Greatest Tag Team. They got honeys in each arm, and they said, "Hey, listen, with the debut of the Hearts tonight, this looking like the first real big threat for the World's Greatest Tag Team." And Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, they go, "Are we worried about the Hart brothers? Listen, here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. Owen teamed with Raven, and he couldn't get the job done. All right, why do you think adding Bret Hart, who's 100 years old, is going to make the world's greatest tag team worry? Now we understand the Harts are great. They're some of the best to ever do it, but they are some of the best to ever do it. All right, that's past tense. We're looking on the future. We're the world's greatest tag team. All right, that's current. That's present tense. That's period. End of discussion. All right, and here's the thing. All right, we don't just got the gold. We don't just got the beautiful ladies, but we've got the ring skills to back it up. And so the Hearts, you wanted to scout. Well, guess what? We did some scouting too. And why don't you continue to scout and watch our match tonight? Because we're here to send you a message.
Now, why is Natty not stepping up for Brett and Owen here?
Because that's not her gimmick yet. She's just a nobody right now.
She's a Hart member. Her name's Neidhart, brother. Yeah, well, you could have renamed her.
These are just the faceless women.
That's fucked up.
Beautiful women.
They're just objects to you, Chad, here on Thunder. That's fucked up, brother.
Natty's going through a rebellious phase.
Just name her Natty. You don't even need to call her Neidhart. Just
having a rebellious phase. And then we got the World's Greatest Tag Team taking on Breakout, who are, of course, the NXT Tag Team Champions. And about that, Subpar Wrestling and Nasty Crowd Heat, the World's Greatest Tag Team defeat the Breakout at 9:52 when Charlie Haas submitted Kenny Omega with a House of Pain.
I think the beauty of what I do with guys like Rolling Hard and Air Paris and Chris Devine is that they were actually in the game tag team champions, and you just decide that these guys who are tag team champions when they've been on the fucking main roster for a year and a half?
I actually set them both down. I had to recall them up for this Thunder.
But were they tag champs though?
Yeah.
In game?
I don't know if they still currently are, but they were at one point.
I'll be the judge of that.
We're over here, Bobby Roode. He's looking for Minoru Suzuki. He's not here. And Bobby Roode, he's still a score to settle. He says, Minoru Suzuki, all right, if you're going to be a little coward, if you're going to be a little bitch and not show up on Thunder, now that you don't have Billy Kidman to protect you, now that you don't got the council to protect you, there's no one to protect you from me. And you cost me one of my biggest matches of my career. And so, Suzuki, you have a new problem. You have a very, very rude problem. You better show up next week to come face me in that ring for a fight. And if you don't, Suzuki, I will come find you.
Bobby Roode. Not good on the mic. Not good on the mic at all.
Not very great on the mic.
No, he is not.
And we've got the next and final first-round matchup on the Thunder side of the Thunder Millionaire Bracket Tournament. Eric Young taking on Lash LaRue. And about that decent wrestling, but a little heat. Eric Young defeats Lash LaRue in 6:43. I
don't hate this. Yeah, the game hates it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, fair. You're just confused by A-Train.
A-Train really just did not make sense in this. Not one bit.
Not one little bit. Billy Kidman, he is backstage. Actually, he's outside the arena. He's trying to get in. He's like, come on, I work here. I'm Billy Kidman. And the security's like, there's no one named Billy Kidman on this list of people to let in. He's like, I still work here. I'm not running the show, but I still work here. And they go, sorry, sir, I think you're just a crazy delusional fan. It's time for you to go. And Kidman's like trying to fight off security guards to get in there. And he eventually gets tased, Justin.
Chad, your phone's going off, brother.
Oh, it is.
Who's calling?
Oh, my brother.
Oh, answer. I'll take the rest of the show.
Oh, it's okay.
Dude, do not. I got it. You call your brother back real quick.
No, it's okay. I'll get him in a second.
Right, next segment. We got the main event. Raven and Shane Douglas taking on Chris Kidd. Go ahead, Chad.
Freaking on Chris Candido and CM Punk in a hardcore match. And about that, had good wrestling condition from the crowd. Mr. 5-Star Chris Candido and CM Punk defeated Raven and Shane Douglas in 1809 when Punk pinned Shane Douglas with a Pepsi plunge.
Holy fuck, this show sucked. Rating-wise, it didn't do good.
This is not a good match.
Well, yeah, Candido still isn't good in ring. Douglas is there. He's all right. Raven is not what Raven used to be. Punk is great. But the dead crowd you were penalized for a dead crowd. You were penalized.
Oh, they got burnt up by Lash LaRue and Eric Young.
Yeah, you got to lead up to you can't have Lash LaRue right before. And Shane Douglas is just not good. Oh, Raven's penalized for declining physical ability, by the way.
Oh, it's not good.
And that. Oh.
And we are here. This is our closing angle. Roddy Piper, he just comes out to introduce himself. He's introduced as the new general manager of Thunder. And he comes out and he's like, I'm so happy to be out here today. Everyone's losing it. He was like, I love this business. And I love WCW. And I love all of you fans. And when I was approached when I saw what was happening with Billy Kidman turning Thunder into his own little playground, I knew I had to fix it. All right, listen, I haven't made a game-changing amount of money in my wrestling career, but I have made a decent amount of wrestling. I made a few nice little chunk of change. So I talked to Ted DiBiase, and we did business, and now I am running Thunder. And, we are coming off of a great fall brawl. The Rock retained the Universal Championship. And what's next? Well, I know what's next. What's next is, and then as he's about to say what's next, he's interrupted by Justin, all of the members of Limitless. They come out and they go, here's the thing, Roddy, first of all, you alongside us all went to battle in War Games. All right, and we thank you for fighting next to us. We're really looking forward to seeing what you can do for this brand. But listen, this is AJ Styles saying this. He's like, but listen, look no further, Roddy, because we've come with a proposition of our own. He says, here's the thing, all right? We all won War Games, and we think that we are all very deserving of being the next challenger to The Rock. And Juventud says, yeah, basically, I'll finish up from here, AJ. Basically, here's the thing, Mr. Piper. Basically, we want to have an opportunity to take on The Rock. And listen, I think I'm head and shoulders better than these guys. They're all great. I love these guys. They're my friends, all right? But I've faced The Rock before. I know what it takes to beat The Rock, all right? And so I think I'm the most qualified here to take on The Rock. And then Ray says, well, listen, Roddy Piper, I don't need to try to sell you, all right? My accolades speak for themselves, all right? If you're looking for the next best contender for The Rock, I mean, it doesn't get better than Rey Mysterio. And AJ Styles, he says, listen, Roddy, I spent most of this year, the last few months working for a guy and doing his dirty work for him to stab me in the back, all right? And I'm trying to prove that, I'm not trying to suck up to any kind of authority figure, all right? If you want to decide who's the best, how about this, everyone? How about this? How about the four of us, we square off, and the winner faces The Rock. I think that's the easiest way of handling it. The crowd pops, and then The Rock comes out, Justin. He gets on the microphone, and he says, finally, The Rock has returned to the James H. Hilton Coliseum. He says, here's the thing, the people's champ, The Rock. All right, I want to go down as a fighting champ. The people's champ, they deserve a fighting champion. And so, Mr. Piper, The Rock has a proposition, all right? Here's the thing. The Rock sees those four men who are some of the four top contenders on Thunder, all right? And The Rock thinks, they're all very worthy of facing The Rock for the Universal Championship. And The Rock thinks that these people on Halloween Havoc, they deserve a big main event from Thunder. And The Rock can't think of any better way of doing this, Mr. Piper, than The Rock proposes we have a 6-pack challenge. The Rock will take on Rey Mysterio. The Rock will take on Juventud Guerrera. The Rock will take on AJ Styles. The Rock will take on Super Crazy. And The Rock will take on, maybe it wasn't 6, a 5-person,
I was like, where's the 6th guy? Is Roddy Piper the 6th guy?
Roddy Piper. Yeah. No, Roddy likes what he hears, and he says, you know what? I'll tell you what. I like the sound of that. I think all of you are tremendous wrestlers, and I think all of you have a stake in this main event to face The Rock. So I'll tell you what. Let's make it official. If you're all good with it, I'm good with it. Are you people here good with it tonight? And the crowd is losing it. He was like, we're going to have ourselves a limitless main event on Halloween Havoc when The Rock takes on AJ Styles, Super Crazy, AJ Styles, and Juventud Guerrera in a 5-man match.
This is going to be awful. Really I don't know. There was a big chunk of this Thunder that the crowd just did not give a fuck about.
I guess so. Yeah. Ooh, that's not good.
Yikes. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was Thunder.
Yeah. They saw A-Train and they said, I'm good, brother.
There was really no going back after that.
Yeah, just not something, man. I don't know what's going on Thunder right now. The typical Thunder.
Okay. No, they've been really good as of late. This is just a bad one.
No, that's not true. You had a bad Thunder the week prior, too. You had a 70. Yeah. Uh-oh. What's going on, Chad?
We'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. We'll see you for next week, where I show everybody what I've been hiding.